Saving for retirement. Who would like to reach retirement age and still have to pay for mortgage or car payments? What about not being able to visit children or grandchildren because you just couldn't afford to take time off work? Would you like to have the freedom to choose your future? Well, financial security in retirement doesn't just happen. It takes planning, knowledge, commitment, and of course, money. You can either control your finances or they will control you. The earlier you start thinking about those future years that might seem so far away right now, the bigger will be your reward. I'm going to tell you the reality of most Americans when it comes to retiring. Also, the reasons why starting to save early in life is so important. Then, I'll help you find out how much you need to save and where you can invest your money. And most importantly, how the gospel fits in with saving money. Let's look at some facts. Did you know that according to the US News website, Social Security is the most significant source for most seniors, helping provide for about 86% of them? It's sad to say that the average monthly retirement benefit in 2014 was less than $1,300. In our economy, that would barely cover the cost of rent and utilities. Do you want to be among the people who have to depend on less than $1,300 a month just because you didn't save enough? To avoid being part of this 86%, you need to start now. Even though it's never too late to start saving, the earlier you start, the better. CNN Money says that ideally you should start saving in your 20s, when you first leave school and begin earning paychecks. That's because the sooner you start saving money, the more time your money has to grow. For example, let's think of twin brothers Jake and Paul. When Jake was 25 years old, he heard on the radio the importance of starting to save early for retirement, so he decided to invest some money on that. He put away an even $1,000 every month for 20 years. At the age of 45, he stopped putting money into that account because he had already saved $240,000. That same year, Paul saw Jake's account and thought it was a great idea to start saving for his retirement. So he started to deposit $1,000 every month for the next 20 years, equaling $240,000 in investments, just like his brother. What's the difference? Well, at the age of 65, Jake will end up receiving over $4 million in return, while Paul can only get over $400,000 back. Forbes magazine says that due to the fascinating math of compound interest, the value of the investments at the end of 40 years can be 10 times higher than the one for 20 years. Every year that you put off savings for your future could cost you thousands of dollars. Compound interest is the number one reason it pays to start early with retirement planning. It's like letting a stew simmering for hours instead of minutes. You can sure taste the difference in flavors, right? The first step on the road to financial security is to know how much you need to save. Many will tell you to save as much as you can, but this is your retirement we are talking about, so it pays off to get a little more specific by doing your homework up front. There are many websites that offer calculators to figure out the amount of investment you need according to your income and your needs. A few of these sites are Bankrate, Schwab, and LDS.org. It's a good idea to establish a savings target, one that tells you roughly how much you should set aside over time to meet your retirement goals. You might think about getting assistance from a financial planner who can help you create a retirement plan. They will also give you several options on what to do with the money you are setting aside. You can't really earn interest if the money's under your mattress, can you? Here are some options for retirement plans you might consider. For most people, 401ks offered by your employer is the easiest and the best place to start investing. Make sure that you invest the highest percentage matched by your company because it's free money going straight into your pocket. You could also consider one of the different types of IRAs, which are accounts with tax benefits created for retirement. To build a nest egg large enough to see you through retirement, the stock market can have returns with an average of 10%, but the risk comes as a disadvantage. Real estate is an option that you might want to consider too. Buying property can be a long-term goal that will bring your income opportunities later and can also carry on to your children. Saving money for retirement is a continuing goal, no matter what type of plan you choose to follow. Church leaders have said that you should begin to plan for a financially secure retirement as soon as you start your first job. If you think you can't afford it, try to imagine what you won't be able to afford if you have to depend on Social Security benefits. Remember the Lord's words from Doctrine and Covenants 38, verse 30, that if ye are prepared, ye shall not fear. Find out what works for you and your family. There is wisdom to the phrase time is money, especially when it comes to your retirement. If you plan well, start early, and are committed to your goals, you can look forward to retirement as a time to spend with family and friends, to serve a mission, to give, or perhaps to just rest from the cares of the world.